This part of the bulletin is brought to you by Gautam Bali Makeup Studio and Academy, Sector 1, Chanihima, Jammu.
Hello everyone, welcome to the news now. I am Anmol Mattu with the news at 5. So let's have a look at the headline first. Former J&K National Conference leaders Devendra Singh Rana and Surjit Singh joins BJP. 5 soldiers and 1 JCO martyred in Pir Panjal. MS Dhoni gives autographed ball to emotional kid. Major reforms happening in India regarding space sector, says PM Modi. Now the news in detail. Former Jammu and Kashmir National Conference leaders Devendra Singh Rana and Surjit Singh Salathia joined Bharatiya Janata Party BJP in presence of Union Ministers Hardeep Singh Puri, Dharmendra Pradhan and Jitendra Singh. Both the leaders resigned from the membership of the National Conference yesterday. National Conference President Dr. Farooq Abdullah accepted the resignations of Surjit Singh Salathia and Devendra Singh Rana. Dr. Farooq Abdullah has received and accepted the resignations of Salathia and Mr. Rana. No further action or comment is deemed necessary, the party tweeted. The higher reaches of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh witnessed the season's first snowfall today as the minimum temperatures dropped all across the 2 union territories. The MET office said that the snowfall was reported in Zojila Pass, Gulmarg Ski Resort and other high reaches. Bangas Handwara, Sadna Top Karna, Z Gali Machil in Kupwara district received season's first snowfall today morning. According to officials, 5 soldiers and including a JCO were martyred in a gunfight with a group of heavily armed militants in Chamrar forest area of Surankot in J&K's Poonch district today. An army spokesman said that a fierce gunfight broke out between militants and the security forces after the army launched a coordinated search operation in several villages close to DKG in Surankot area following an intelligence input. An official told that in ensuing firefight during the ongoing encounter with terrorists, 1 JCO and 4 Jawans of Indian Army have suffered critical injuries. Further update follows, he said in a statement. However, sources told that all the wounded soldiers succumbed. The army is yet to issue an official statement in this regard. A fierce gunfight broke out between militants and government forces in Gunj Jahangir area of Hajin in North Kashmir's Bandipora. Reports reached that a joint team of police, army and CRPF launched a coordinated search operation in Hajin. As the joint team of forces approached towards the suspected spot, the hidden militants fired upon the forces, triggering off a gunfight. A senior police official also confirmed about exchange of firing between militants and security forces. Prime Minister Narendra Modi pointed out that major reforms were happening in India regarding space sector and space technology. The Prime Minister said that there has never been such a decisive government in India as it is today. The major reforms that are happening in India today regarding space sector and space technology are a link to this. I once again congratulate all of you for the formation of the Indian Space Association, ISP, convey my best wishes, says PM Modi at the launch of the Indian Space Association, ISPA. Our approach to space reforms is based on 4 pillars: freedom to the private sector in innovation, the role of government as an enabler to make youth future ready, and to see the space sector as a resource for the progress of common man. He added, Mahendra Singh Dhoni turned the clock back as the CSK captain hit a 6-ball 18 not out in their 4-wicket victory over Delhi Capitals in Qualifier 1. Dhoni came up with a vintage knock to help the Chennai Super Kings seal their breath in the final of IPL 21. Needing of 13, the last over, Dhoni hit a square cut, got a bit of luck going his way, and then pulled DC's best bowler Tom Curran for the most celebrated T20 boundary of recent times. Before that, he had just slapped Avesh Khan for a 6-over mid-wicket. MS Dhoni's vintage knock moved a young Chennai fan to tears of joy after the CSK skipper scored the match-winning boundary of Tom Curran. The camera captured the young CSK fan unable to stop their tears watching Dhoni finish off things in his style. After the match was over, Dhoni signed the match ball and gifted it to make the memorable evening even more special for the teary-eyed CSK fan. Jammu and Kashmir Pradesh Congress Committee sat on Dharna near Raj Bhavan, Jammu to demand resignation of Ajay Mishra, Union Minister of State for Home. Rajni Patil MP in charge J&K Congress was also part in the said program. The 13th round of Corps Commander level talks between India and China could not bring anything further resolutions of disengagement in eastern Ladakh, the Indian Army said, even as the two sides agreed to maintain stability on ground. During the talks held at Moldo across the LAC from Chushul, the discussions between the two sides focused on the resolution of remaining issues along the LAC in eastern Ladakh. A statement by the Indian Army said the Indian side made constructive suggestions for resolving the remaining areas, but the Chinese side was not agreeable and also could not provide any forward-looking proposals. That's all for today's news bulletin. For more, stay updated with the news now.